Huey stuff video. Yeah, this is one of my stuff videos. This is going to be mainly about things that I'm really into. And one of my top things is the Evil Dead, which the Evil Dead Army of Darkness is probably one of my favourite films ever. It's really funny. It's got loads of extremely quotable lines. My favourite being "Come to Papa" or "Groovy." But this is a game for free. You can get it on lots of things. I think it's on the App Store for Apple, but I'm not an Apple person. I find most of it a bit snobby sort of thing with Apple. I'm a Kindle man and Android because, you know, I'm not sort of obsessed with having something coated in gold that costs ridiculous amounts of money to upgrade and all that. I just go for the bare bones. You know, in car terms, I'd never have a Ferrari. I'd always have something like a Land Rover. Anyway, getting to the game. I've completed the whole game, but this is what's... Once you've completed, I think, level 100, you go to endless. So it's endless waves of enemies. These are all your upgrades. See, I've maxed all mine out. You can buy upgrades, but I don't, because I love the game so much. You know, it's got a really excellent soundtrack. The movie has, and they've carried it on into the game. It's real sort of swashbuckling and exciting and just really fun. Anyway, this is where you choose your units. Down the bottom here, they do different things, can be useful in battle. You've got your heroes. This chap here appeared in a Doctor Who story called Battlefield from the last season, the original series, but I wasn't a massive fan of Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. I'll just turn it down slightly, even though I love the music. Yeah, for me, my favourite Doctor was John Pertwee. Well, you can see that if you look at my page on YouTube. You know, my face, I'm not pretty, so I decided to put my favourite Doctor instead, from a scene from Spearheads in Space where he basically got in a shower. I won't go deeply into that. It's not a sexual thing. It's just that John Pertwee is my favourite Doctor because he had the balance of humour and suaveness that very much... Some of the Doctors went a little bit over the top with a comedy. Colin Baker definitely, and so did Tom Baker. Tom Baker I like his stories because they were a lot darker, particularly in the first couple of seasons, but then it went sort of a bit too clownish in the Graham Williams time. And then when John Nathan Turner took over, I've never really been a fan of the John Nathan Turner years of Doctor Who, basically from 1980 to 89. He really didn't help the show a lot. He was more interested in being pop. Anyway, I'll get on with this. These are your special things. They're like, you build them up through the game. You start off with the boomstick, which is basically a shotgun, and this is the Necronomicon that appears in the movie. It's a very funny line where he quotes the lines that are actually from The Day the Earth Stood Still, the original, not the bloody awful remake, where he says he has to quote the words Klaatu Vurata Nikto, and he's such a goof, the Ash character, he forgets the last one, so he basically goes necktie, nickel, and then he basically, when he grabs the book, he goes Klaatu Vurata Nick and he wakes the army of the dead, because they want the Necronomicon. It is an absolute classic movie. I'd probably put it in my top 10. You know, I unfortunately didn't see it at the cinema. I watched it on video, and it was so good even my stepdad liked it, and he's not a person who really goes for a lot of modern movies. Yeah, I think the only other film that we shared an interest in were the Riddick films. Anyway, I'll get started. Those damn deadites. Got the chainsaw as one arm. There's actually a mistake in the Evil Dead 2 where they basically put the film in the wrong way round in the camera, and for one of the shots, here we go. Yeah, they put the camera, had the camera right, but they put the film in the wrong way round. So there's one bit of the scene in, I think he's getting the pages in the Necronomicon from the cellar, and his chainsaw's on the wrong side. This is the classic, the Delta 88 that appeared in all Sam Raimi's films apart from The Quick and the Dead. In the movie, he basically makes it steam powered. It's real sort of anachronistic stuff, but it's really funny, and it's got probably the best swashbuckling fight with the Army of the Dead. If you haven't seen it, it's like the Two Towers, but it's not sort of all sombre. It's really humorous. It's got a lot of Errol Flynn type stuff with him swinging on ropes and saying cheesy lines and fighting loads of skeleton warriors. And he just happens to have in the boot of his car, because he's sent back in time, it's a direct link between the Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, which was called the Medieval Dead in Europe. And it's a great film because it's actually got two endings. There was the ending that was made for the European market, which is really funny, and there was a sort of cheesy American ending. But unfortunately, I've heard that the new Evil Dead film isn't going to be taking off from the European one. It's going to be taking off from the American sort of one, which sort of disappoints me in a way, because well, it's not the cheerful ending, the European one. It's a bit like if you've ever seen the Troll movie, I think it's Troll 2, where it had an ending where the little kid basically comes home and his parents have been eaten, you know, it's supposed to be a kids movie. Anyway, this is the bloke from Doctor Who. That voice of the Archers is Ted Raimi, who appears in the movie in about 15 different characters, and he dies a lot of times, and some of them you can see it's him. He's just got a wig on or a fake moustache or a beard. That's the wise man who that's a line when they come across Ash's car, because he falls out of this time warp in the middle of sort of the Middle Ages. This bloke down here who's making mincemeat of his badass, that is Bad Ash, because when he wakes the dead, when he's hunting for the Necronomicon, he accidentally comes across I can't even describe it. Basically, there's a bad version of Ash, and in the comic it was even better, that came out in the 90s, that it explained that all of the bad side of Ash went into this evil being, and that's why he does heroic stuff near the end, because there is, even in the audio commentary on the film, jokes about why is Ash all of a sudden acting like a big shot and a hero when he's not really a heroic character. He's a bit of a coward. The double DVD version is the best version of the movie because it's got both versions. The American version's a little bit shorter than the European version, and the European version's even got deleted scenes included in the movie. But I'd say it's Sam Raimi's best movie for me. I'm also quite a fan of Quick and the Dead, which I like because it was more like a European Western than an American Western. And it was really refreshing after Gene Hackman had done the Unforgiven. I wasn't a big fan of Unforgiven. I found it a bit pretentious and a bit too realistic. So he said necktie and he gets a necktie. Piece of armour, and it's basically a prod in his car with a sword, thinking there was a bloke inside. That's Henry the Red, who's actually originally a baddie, who Ash saves his life. Ash also manages to make a robot hand for some reason, but you know, you've got dead people walking around. I don't think realism was really on their mind when they made this move. Died. Oh, died. Anyway, that's my favourite game. If you go into the menu screen, let's find it here. If you go in options, once you completed the game, if you go reset game, it resets the whole game and you start from the beginning again. Here we go.
I had a real life once. A job. Hardware, out 12. Shop Smart, Shop S-Mart. I had a wonderful...
They couldn't get the rights to Kmart, so they made up S-Mart. This is all from Evil Dead 2. Which is actually a oh, here you go, he goes back through time.
Close as I can figure it, the year is 1300 AD.
If the Necronomicon fell into the hands of the Deadites, all mankind will be consumed by this evil. Kill the mortals! Death to the mortals!
Just maybe my boys can stop them.
Who's with me?
Yeah, that's both Ted Raimi's doing the voice. He's doing the third one as well. Ted Raimi appears in the Evil Dead 2 basically as the girl in its mother, who is in a giant latex suit. There you go. It's basically explaining what you do. A giant latex suit, and there's actually a scene where he's swinging around and all this stuff pours out of his ear that looks like pus, but it was actually sweat, because where they filmed it, it was sort of Southern America, and the studio was incredibly hot, so they're all sort of sweating gallons on the set, because it was actually a low budget movie, Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 1 was a complete shoestring budget, and really I'm not a massive fan of the first movie because it looks like a sort of student movie. It doesn't really look like a real sort of horror film. I'm a massive Bruce Campbell fan. One of the films that most people haven't seen with Bruce Campbell in it was Maniac Cop, and he was really good in that, and he wasn't playing it for laughs at all. You know, I find it a bit unfortunate that he ever since sort of probably this movie and also the Hudsucker Proxy, he only seems to do comedy roles now, which is a real shame because quite a while Bruce Campbell did do serious roles. Here you go, the wrong book. There's a very funny scene in the movie where he basically he gets his see, this is where you can buy off of app stores coins for things, but I don't do that because I consider it cheating, really. Here you go, the Iron Fist punch. Now this appears in the movie, and when he gets it on and he pumps it up and he goes groovy.
The evil has a terrible hunger for the Necronomicon.
Let's see. You get bars for the Smith, and he. There you go, Ted Raimi again. But I absolutely love Sam Raimi's movies. Even the really sort of naffy ones like Drag Me to Hell. It wasn't a bad movie, but I wish it had been a little bit more comedic and didn't keep trying to frighten you with sort of shock. You know, I like silly horror. The first time I watched The Evil Dead 2, I actually found it quite frightening in places. Because I was about sort of, I think I was about 13 when I first watched it. And I was really surprised. You know, it was really inventive as well, which I liked. And there's that creepy scene with his girlfriend when she comes back from the dead. And she does this stop-start animation ballet scene. And he's looking at it, and all of a sudden she jumps right in front of the camera, and you're like, ah! There's a really funny scene as well, where he's talking to himself, looking himself in the mirror, and then he jumps out of the mirror and grabs himself round and made me jump. And that made me jump. Here you go, there's the chainsaw replacement for the Iron Fist, but I haven't got enough coins yet, so I'm going to upgrade my boomstick. And see, I've unlocked standard troopers.
There is an evil awakening in this land.
That's a line from the bloke who appeared in Doctor Who. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he's really funny in the role. Things like he plays off really well with Bruce Campbell. He's like a sort of King Arthur-like figure.
I'm with you. I'll offer a fight for it.
Come on, Papa. It's one of the few soundtracks to a computer game that doesn't really get on your nerves. That's the voice of the bloke in the back here, the bald-headed geezer who's working the iron, the blacksmith. If I ever won the lottery, I'd have my own blacksmith thing, because I've always loved the idea of making things, like making my own nails and collecting my own wood and making a house. It's one of the sort of creation dreams I've always wanted to do. You know, I've always liked fiction where people are on desert islands and things and they have to survive on their own. You know, Grizzly Adams was like one of my heroes as a child. Not just because of the beard and the bear, but the idea of being self-sufficient.
Run home and cry to Mama.
I think many of the ecological problems that we have today are mainly because people have completely lost their self-sufficient qualities. That, you know, the term of living off the land, people really don't do so nowadays. So basically you end up with lots of environmental junk. There's a real heartbreaking thing. If you ever look on, I think it's on Google Maps, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, there's an area where all the currents connect, and there's this huge, it looks like an island till you get close and close to it, and it's literally like a giant iceberg of rubbish, you know, plastic bags, refuse, all this stuff. I've got to watch it because my energy going down. But this game's good because it's one of those that you don't have to play it all the way through in one sitting. You can just sort of leave it for weeks and weeks and weeks. I had it on my Xperia phone, but my Xperia's been playing up a little bit over the past sort of couple of months. It has a tendency to use the batteries up quite quickly, so I tried to energy levels on it. I got to upgrade because I'm still using 3G. I need to get onto 3 mobile and get myself a 4G. But it's a great game just for sort of wasting time at. It's certainly an improvement over Minecraft. I'm going to do a Minecraft video possibly sometime in the next day or so, because it has elements of what I like, but really it's too difficult. You know, I play survival mode on it, and some of the times it's really annoying. You've dug a load of gold or a load of iron, and then you want to basically get back to your house, and you get killed about 2 inches from your house. You come out and all your stuff's gone. It's just, you know, really annoying. Oh, I died. Anyway, yeah, that's basically the game. It's on app stores, things like that. It doesn't take up a lot of memory either. So if you've got a phone that hasn't got masses of space, I don't think it's even in the gigabytes. I think it's in the megabytes. But graphically, it looks fine. It's fun. I don't understand why there's not a sort of version of it of Lord of the Rings, because one of the things that I liked about the Two Towers computer game on the PlayStation 2 was there was this whole thing where you had to defend Helm's Deep against wave upon wave of orcs, and you know, you could use some magic powers like if you were Gandalf, and it was really fun. You know, it really worked for this sort of platform as well. But as movie games go, this is my 10 out of 10. Anyway, must go. Actually, 1 minute, I'll just sign off with my little picture. See, I've got a major love for Giorgio music. So, you know, at some point I might do a video about my love of Giorgio Moroder's soundtracks in particular. So, this is Huey's Stuff, signing off. Bye-bye.